What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CanesInSight Daily podcast powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Sorry for the slight delay, starting about 45 minutes later than usual. There was a Twitter outage, so wanted to make sure we got on where most people can see us, as we get a ton of views on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. So welcome to everybody fired up for this Monday. Canes Athletics is peaking. We talked about it, man. You saw the show we did on Sunday, Canes Hoops, Canes Baseball, both performing at an extremely high level. And then now recruiting heating up, man, where Miami is recruiting with the best of them. I was at the Rivals camp yesterday, saw some of the top prospects in South Florida and America, man. So excited to talk about him. We're going to bring on our guy, Peter Reese. Pete, hop in.
D, good morning.
Morning, man. As always, by the way, shout out to Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Comments, man. A lot of people are not working today, or their work schedule is all messed up. They get their kids at home. I know that it's President's Day. My kids have President's Day off. I asked them how many presidents they could list, and it was a very short list. So the schools are giving them President's Day off, but they're not exactly teaching them about the presidents. So something's got to give. I might spend this day teaching them about the presidents, because the knowledge was lacking. But they're not. They're here. They're not at school. So, anyways.
Yeah, man. Dog's bark right now there. So there you go again. So I'm sorry about that. I've had some between my mic situation at the start of my Jay Lucas era show the other day, which I don't know if it would have sounded much different. I was just kind of yelling into the mic anyways.
Too much passion.
Yeah, I don't know that it would have made much of a difference there. But the awesome weekend for the Canes. Canes baseball. Obviously, I know you're all over that. Really looks like they have some firepower. I'm going to hopefully make it out to a game this week. Tuesday night, got Canes Hoops as well against Virginia Tech, which is a Virginia Tech team that has had a lot of ups and downs. They just got beat by 23 at home against Florida State, but they've also beaten some good teams. They are capable. And they were kind of like a team that was not really fully on the bubble, but if they made something happen down the stretch, they could have made it. But yeah, man, awesome win over the weekend for basketball team, football, the staff situation, as I talked about on Saturday morning. To me personally, it's a bit concerning to me, but we'll see, man. They said the Guthrie search could take years. I think we'll have the staff figured out before that, but we'll see how long it takes.
Yeah, man. No, it's a good job. They're selling a lot. Mario, be meticulous, and we will cover that, as always, on the CanesInSight Daily podcast powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. You or someone you care also injured in an accident, you could be entitled to significant compensation. Dial 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. So, B, let's jump right into the Rivals camp. Oh, by the way, folks, we got a special guest today, 50 Category 6, one of your favorites, who will be on later on. Been a minute, so I want to get him back on. Appreciate you, the arena. Great weekend to be a Cane. Plus, Weston Cup, South Florida, is on fire. You a big Weston Cup guy, Pete? That's soccer, right?
A bit, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a big youth soccer tournament up there. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to talk about one of these guys who's got some French Cameroonian ties. One of these guys we'll be talking about here in a little bit, just like Kylian Mbappe, best in the world. So.
There you go. All right, man. So let's just jump right into it then with the Rivals camp. So I was able to attend the Rivals on 3 UC report. I don't know what they even branded it as these days, camp, but it was out there at St. Thomas Aquinas. Been going to these February camps for, man, over a decade, Pete. And we've been going to them maybe more than that. I always like these camps because, number one, you have a better understanding of the class as a whole because everybody's there together. So you can see, how does the whole group look? How does it compare to past groups, right? You can kind of compare apples to apples. How does the whole collective group look at a camp versus other years? Also, position by position, you can tell which position is loaded, which position is light, because there's just a lot of people there. And then, of course, you see standout prospects. Now, not everybody participated in this camp. You never get full participation from the big timers, but it was a pretty well-attended camp. And to me, the first priority for me was getting eyes on Mark Matthews, the number 1 offensive lineman in the country, St. Thomas Aquinas. I had not seen him in person. I watched the film. Obviously, the priority recruit for the Canes, Miami, probably their top most important recruit when you consider the position, the ranking, that just the value of the player, plus the fact that he's local. Miami's not had that local superstar out of high school. I mean, you had Ruben Bain, Malachi Tony, these guys were all superstars. We're talking about that 5-star, number 1 overall type prospect. I don't know if we've had that in a minute. So this would be a big statement locally. You see the wingspan. First of all, at a camp like this, when there's a guy this highly rated, you don't want to know what he looks like to know he's the guy, right? He should stand out. And this guy immediately, I just saw him running his 40, and I was like, oh my gosh, who's this guy? And then, of course, it was Matthews. 6'6", 81-inch wing, hands 10.5, 4.98 shuttle, or 40, I'm sorry. These are all laser. 4.69 shuttle, which is excellent. 7.86 L drill. And just seeing him run, seeing him move around, Pete, scroll down a little bit so you can just see the picture. Just seeing this guy in person, he is lean. He looks bigger than he did last year. Not a lot of bad weight on him. He looks every bit of 5-star, number 1 in the country type of offensive tackle. He didn't do much, really. He did a couple drills, didn't do any competitive stuff, but just seeing him move around, seeing him change direction, seeing just the body composition and what you've seen on the highlights. Unless this guy completely dogs it in games, and I got to go back and watch some St. Thomas games over the spring, but just based on everything I've seen, this guy's a must-get, legitimate number 1 type player in the country, not someone who's – I thought last year we had some good players locally, but they might have been pushed up a little, right, to that 5-star status. This is a true blue 5-star, no doubter. Canes got to get this one done. That was the first order prior to seeing this guy, Pete, and seeing him in person. It was, I mean, everything you would have wanted to see.
Yeah, the funny thing is that that tweet says that it's going to be comparable to numbers at the combine here, and I went back to look at my guy Titus Howard's numbers, and he was beating him. He was a first-round pick, 23rd pick of the draft, and has been the right tackle here for the Texans for 7 years now. I mean, he beat him in a lot of those numbers already. So yeah, that's freakish stuff there for Matthews, and that's, to me, that's the best thing about these camps that you said. Getting guys on a level playing field, and it's a similar atmosphere, right? And it's a controlled environment, but you get verified times and numbers, which is to me, because remember, even back in the day, D, at these camps, guys would show up, but very few of the top guys would go through all of the testing unless it was for like the Nike, the opening, because they wanted to go and get that. But it's to me, that's competing as much as anything, because to put those numbers and times out there, we understand that if you aren't training these drills specifically, right? And that's the part. I don't know what his training regimen. I don't know if Mark Matthews been training for this sort of setting or not. But as a high school kid, who my guess is he's not training that every day or weekly for those specific things. He's training to be a football player and to be the best tackle he can be. That's what's eye-opening about those numbers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the reason he did that is because he probably knew he was going to test well. I mean, just seeing this guy move, Pete, I'm telling you, you would have been there and been like, you would have seen him take 2 strides and been like, all right. He knew it was a favorable atmosphere for him. And then he wanted to make sure he stayed as the number 1, number 2 overall player in the country, I think. And those combine numbers and just moving around in drills without even competing at all, I think that will cement him as the number 1, number 2 player in the country, unless he has a terrible senior year, which I don't think anyone expects.
Well, and I'll bring this comment up not to start a debate or anything, but T loves saying compare him to Cantwell, who was obviously in that same line of prospect there, and that viewed the same way. And I'll say I think Matthews has better movement at this point.
Yeah. Matthews moves better, more athletic. Cantwell more power. I mean, that shot put stuff is unusual, beyond unusual. I mean, it's just doesn't happen. So I think power-wise, Cantwell, movement-wise, Matthews, they're both big boys. Cantwell maybe a little heavier, but Matthews looked good, man. You know, he just looked the way you want it to look. His calves were big. You know, he wasn't like a skinny, thin guy at his height, but he also had no extra weight. So legitimate, top of the board player. I am sure after having seen him there, and putting the numbers he put up, his ranking will stay there. And when you were talking about, Pete, about competing and doing these drills, if he can make sure he's a number 1 player overall or 2 player overall, and I would put him number 1, I mean, DJ Jacobs is a hell of a player, but this guy, just the size, is hard to not have him there to me. But if he stays in that range, he uses that to negotiate his NIL, right? So there's a reason why you want to stay ranked high, not just vanity or just pride, right? I mean, this is something his
Canes Cats Heat 305 has been all over that actually for multiple years. I give him credit for that because he's in the comments saying, man, the rankings are important these days because that's how these guys are getting paid out of high school.
Right.
He's right about that.
And he is right. And look what he said here. He said, I remember sneaking into a rivals camp at Gulliver and Mike Farrell saying he was going to sue me. Yeah, this was
high stakes, man.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, Matthews looked the way it's supposed to look. Didn't compete at all, but just the way it looked, that was my first priority. Also had 3.
But again, to compete to me is what he did, anyways. When you're already that guy.
Yeah, no doubt. Just showing up. But he did that, and he was done. Really, all the St. Thomas guys, I think, were just there to test. Jaden, Jaden Carey, the corner from St. Thomas, the Julian Jones, the son, Julius Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just there to test, really. They didn't do too much competitive stuff, but all those St. Thomas guys, those at St. Thomas. But I want to see our commits as well. So that's kind of order of business number 2. So you saw DeMarcus DeRoche, the defensive end, tight end, who is just a complete freak of nature, basketball player. Shout out to our boy Frank Tucker, the Crib Media, formerly the Crib Media, now been working at This was his guy. He had this guy early. Now Cardinal Gibbons, listed at 6'4", 205. That sounds about right. If anything, he's heavier than that. Big time basketball player locally. I don't know if he's like a D1 kind of basketball player, but a guy that's grabbing a ton of boards. And just seeing him in person, he looked the way a commit should look in terms of standing out. He was with the receivers and tight ends. He was not doing any kind of like defensive end work or trench work or any of that. Running around gracefully, just a consummate athlete, man. Just seeing, again, the size, 6'4", 205, I think would be on the lighter side. He's bigger than like an Izzy Briggs, for example. Just a tight end commit from this year for the Canes. Ran like the wind. I'm curious what he tested. Didn't do too much competitive stuff as far as the one-on-ones. He did take one rep where he ran like a skinny post, and the defensive back cut under it, tipped it up in the air, and then he caught it. But just seeing him run around, not the most polished route runner, but runs easily. I mean, he is not clunky at all with the way he moves. He is a natural athlete. At one point, he threw a football, and I'm telling you, man, he threw better than the quarterbacks that were there. Not that the quarterbacks there were tearing it up, but this guy just naturally, you just see him just go throw the ball, and it was perfect. He's one of those just natural athletes is how I would describe him. I think tight end will probably be what he wants to play. He could be a great defensive end.
Definitely is. He's told me that before. When he committed, I remember talking to him, and he told me 100% he was a tight end. So,
yeah, I think that's kind of where you see DeMarcus DeRoche projecting, and I think he'll be fine there. He just needs to tighten up his route. Just be more experienced at tight end, running routes, catching passes. But the athletic tools, the size, he passed the test for me. He's committed to Miami. Texas is after him. Some other big schools are after him. That'll be a battle, but
that's the issue. And D, not to
go ahead.
The issue to me with what I've been talking about here in terms of why I'm a little, hey, let's get these coaches in here as soon as we can. And I know Mario has his processes, and it's tough to question with the results that we have led to now and had this last season. But Cody Woodall was his guy. When he committed, I remember him telling me, Woodall is the coach I'm talking to. That's my guy who I'm have the closest relationship with. He's starting to schedule visits. I know Coach Field has been on the road and probably went to go see him. And I think Coach Field is a phenomenal recruiter, but a guy wants to know who's going to coach him at the next level. And I worry that now in this period, this is one example, but you let these schools kind of get into the mix when he's already committed to you. If you have your guy here and you kind of tighten it up, and they could hire this guy today, the tight ends coach today, and we could hear that he's already talking to DeRoche and he's solidifying his commitment. And he cancels these visits and all that. But this is an example of why, and this is just one guy, but hey, now you got running backs, now you got some defensive backs that I think Will Harris for the time being can at least kind of cover that gap. But I I think this was a phenomenal evaluation early. I don't want to lose a guy just because you don't have a coach in place right now.
Yes, it's too early. I think March 5th is the junior day. So March 5th is the junior day where they're going to have all these guys on campus, including DeRoche. So I think that's the target date to everything done by March 5th. And they'll have the full staff to host all these players. And then you have spring later this year. So they'll be able to go through all the spring. They're going to go through their normal process. Mario's he's never going to rush these interviews. That's not how he does. Thankfully, you're not getting a D coordinator and offensive coordinator this year, which is it's like the first time ever it feels like that we haven't had to get both. I guess maybe the first year Cam, we brought both guys back. But, we've been replacing those guys every single year, it feels like. So bringing those guys back is huge. And I think they'll have tight end coach, running back coach, corner coach. They'll have all this stuff sorted here by the time that March 5th junior day comes around. So we're going to keep talking.
3 more weeks? We got to wait 3 more weeks?
It'll be done at some point within those 3 weeks. But while we wait there, and we'll cover all that on the CanesInSight Daily podcast, and we continue to talk about the Rivals Camp series. Let's bring in our guy, 50, Category 6 Canes. You know him. You love him. He's got the gear ready. Bring him in. 50, how we doing? Oh, help my boy out here.
Man, 3 more weeks, man. Golly.
Man, we got to wait 3 more weeks.
And 50, you've been through a million of these coaching searches, man. Are you sweating under that cap, or are you feeling calm as a cucumber?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm good. It's like I don't got used to it. Like
I need something to complain about, man.
Yeah, like I can't really complain because I can't control it. I've been through it. Like when he first did this, I wasn't used to it. Now it's like I already know what it is. Like he gonna take his time. I mean, what Scott Satterfield said, like he bring in about 5 people and he take his time and they ask questions and he bring the whole staff in to see how the process goes so he know who to pick. And you know what I'm saying? It was like the longest he ever did. So that's just how he do it. He just have a real process. Like he take his precious time. He make sure he don't make the wrong hire.
50, man, you're like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You jump in the chat and everybody's doing your slogans in the comments. I already see a million people dropping them there. But before we get to all that, I want to keep talking recruiting. I know you follow recruiting, particularly the local guys. So, really to me, 50, this first camp, I just want to get eyes on these guys, see what they look like, see kind of how they interact, and then narrow down. So we talked about DeRoche, who we were able to see in person. Another South Florida commit that we took a look at there, Pete, Amari Stevens from I don't even know where he's at now because he's been bouncing around. He's at Chaminade, I believe. Amari Stevens. I don't want to mess this up, so let me make sure I don't get lost here on the. Yeah, he's at Chaminade Madonna, same high school as Jeremiah Smith, JoJo Trader, all those guys. 5'11", 160. I'd say that's probably inflated or close to it. Ran a 4.42 laser at this camp. So I mean, you're talking about legit speed. Kind of reminds me of a Mike Harley, Travis Benjamin type, just body wise. His hands are bigger than Harley. Like he's got some pretty big hands. He can grab the ball pretty good out there. 4-star player on both 247 and the composite, number 35 receiver overall, number 29 player in Florida. Real productive guy, catches the ball everywhere he goes, whether it's St. Thomas, Chaminade, whatever it is. Has got some real offers.
At Edison
Texas
too.
Is on him. He was at Edison too.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was. I think he was the one who rode around in the helicopter with Luke to announce his high school decision, right?
Yeah, they in hell.
Is he still there? Is he still at Edison? He's at Chaminade, though, is what it says on the profile.
Yeah.
I can't keep up, man, but I could tell you just watching him, Mike Harley kind of vibes. He was moving around well. He did drop a couple concentration drops, but I don't think he's like a body catcher at all. He's a hands catcher. The speed, like I said, 4.42 laser. My concern, we're talking about, this receiving class is the size. You did bring in Vance Spafford last year, who was similar in terms of the size. He also ran real fast on one of these camps on laser. He ran 4.35, so even faster. Do you bring back 2 of those guys, like back-to-back years, kind of the smaller, fast guys? You just bring one every year? I don't know, but my big takeaway from Stevens is He's going to be light. He does have good hands, strong hands for his size, but that's going to be one I think to watch. Definitely a high major kid because of the speed. I don't know if it's Miami or where it is. We'll see how this process goes. He's talking to a lot of schools.
Yeah. With his speed and all. I mean, you bring him in because of the speed, but also it's like, you know how the portal go. I mean, if he not it, he can hit the portal, or if he is it, he'll make somebody else hit the portal. So you really ain't got nothing to lose with taking a guy like him.
Yeah, we didn't have that speed really on campus this year as far as guys that are going to.
I would say Nikar probably had that.
Yeah, but you think he was 4.4 laser? I don't know. I mean, that's pretty fast. You know, official, verified kind of speed. Texas Tech, Tennessee, LSU, Georgia. He's going to visit all 5 this spring. And then OV locked to Miami, May 29th, 231 per Gabby at 247. So, you know, some big time schools in the mix there. But
who you think he like out of them schools?
I mean, Texas is the newest one on the block. He's committed to Miami. He's got his OV set up. So, I mean, it's not like this is somebody that is I don't think is on the chopping block. I haven't heard that, but you know, I mean, Flava makes a good point here. He goes, D, does it not concern you to see a guy move around that much? I mean, it does. It raises my eyebrow. I got not anything.
It's such a different era. I was gonna say, like, because I was gonna pull that comment too, and guys move around so much as it is right now that it's hard for me to put that on him. And then, you know, you look at other situations that guys have moved around too. But 4 schools in 3 years is a lot.
It's a lot, and you know, he's visiting schools now, which is his right to do. I mean, these are big time schools as after. I'm just saying all that plus the way I'm watching this situation. But at the same time, he went out and ran a 4.42, 4.43 on the lasers.
Verified, right?
Yeah, verified. That's going to keep you in the conversation. And again, seeing him in person, he's not a track guy, right? He's a football player. He can run routes. He can catch the ball with his hands. Did have drops yesterday, but I'm not going to kill him for that. I thought, you know, he did what's that called? The gauntlet, where you run on a straight line and they keep, you know, hitting you the ball. You got to catch it and drop it from both sides.
It's tough.
Yeah, he looked pretty good in that. So he's committed. We'll kind of see where that one goes.
You talking about when they sideways, like cross the field?
Yeah, remember the
the receivers at the combine.
Yeah.
I don't like that drill too.
It's a big concentration. It's a concentration.
Field, catching 5 balls in one route.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I get what it's doing. It just like.
Yeah, I remember doing that and killing that was Jimmy Graham when he went to the combine coming off basketball. Everybody was like, you know, does this guy have hands? He had dropped the passes against Virginia Tech that year, and he went to that gauntlet, and it was like, you know, easy for him. And I remember seeing that, and then everybody's kind of like, whoa, this guy just, you know, I think it's good for seeing who naturally plucks the ball. And Steve is a hands catcher. Like, he's not out there body catching. So we'll keep an eye on that one. The third commit at the camp, Zaquan Linton out of Palm Beach. I believe Palm Beach Central, Pete, I think is where
Palm Beach Central.
Central. So he's listed at 6'5", 293. I'm curious what the most recent verified measurables were yesterday, because he could easily be over 300. With him, it was kind of two things, right? So in terms of the way he looked, great. I mean, you see him right there, just the size, the way he just, you know, no stomach, just naturally big and not heavy, but also not light. But the flip side of it is he did not perform well in the competitive stuff, as you see here. And I think some of the problems were just not moving his feet, right? Just wasn't moving his feet at the level. I don't know if it's an athleticism thing, because he looked pretty athletic moving around, but that's just maybe just footwork, just getting more experience. He was competitive. I liked how he competed. He was talking to people, you know, without being, you know, like immature, right? He was engaged. He was in it and physically looked good. But seeing him in person, I probably move him more towards, I don't want to say the project because that's too strong, but just more towards the developmental side. He's still got his whole senior year ahead of him in his summer and his spring. But, you know, he's going to have to work on his feet. The body, the size, that all checked out. Looked like definitely a Miami caliber guy. So everything I heard, Miami likes him, and they're just going to work with him, and they think they can just fix the things that need to get fixed. So you can't coach the size and the talent in that way. But that's one. I don't know if you've heard anything about him. I know you always have some high school stuff I never heard on these guys, just because you're in the spaces so often, and you got coaches popping in there and stuff like that. But with this one, my what I've heard is they're going to keep this guy, and I think I see the vision, but he's got some work to do.
Nah, he definitely got some work to do. But also, I mean, like you said, he got to work on his feet. But hey, he got a chance to like erase this whole little footage that we just put up there by performing in senior season, because the coaches value the senior season. So, hey, you just lock in because it ain't over. You still got a chance. But yeah, that wasn't look good. But is he supposed to be a tackle or a guard?
He was playing tackle there, yeah, and in high school, maybe guard.
That's a good thing. Like when an old lineman do good in these drills, that's like a good sign. But when they do bad, it'd be hard for me to kind of judge it, because it's like it's not really built for you.
Yep. Let me run through a few guys here, because I know Pete, you got to get out of here, so I want to make sure you have all these pulled up here so we can see some highlights on these guys. Just some players that caught my eye real quick. Along with Mark Matthews, I think the guy that caught my eye the most, Wyatt Smith, 6'6", 230 out of St. Thomas Aquinas. He's a 0-star, but he's starting to get offers. His dad, Justin Smith, was a first-round pick to the Niners out of Missouri. Missouri's offered him. This guy right here, just seeing him in person. The junior film is good, but I think seeing him in person and seeing his size, this guy's legit 6'6". His dad was in the stands. His dad looks like he's still play. But this guy's legit 6'6", long arms, big hands, just built the kind of way you want, future NFL players should look. I think about this guy. I think about Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son. I saw him at one of these camps, February, whatever year he came out. Might have been 21. But see, I saw him in one of these camps, and he had, 0-star or low 3-star player. But you see him in person, you see just how he's built. You see the bloodlines, you see how he moves around, and you say, this guy's going to be way higher value player than what his ranking is. That's what I'm seeing with this guy. I think he's a 0-star now. I think he'll probably be a 4-star when the thing's all said and done. Or he'll just be like a Mason Taylor type progression, and then you'll see him in the NFL, because those bloodlines are strong. You just look at this guy, man. At 6'6", built the right way. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this dude. I'm curious to see. Jason Taylor obviously still has ties to St. Thomas.
Right.
I don't know if we've been after this guy yet. I see Notre Dame starting to circle. Missouri, he's a legacy there. His dad was a first rounder. They're still working on it, but that's one to watch. Another one I want to just get through real quick here, Pete. Reed Ramsier.
We love this guy. Miami absolutely loves this guy, dude.
I love him too, man. So we talked about him on a prior show. 6'4", 290. He was playing tackle out there 1v1s, and he looked to me not like a tackle that would play tackle at Miami because he's 6'4". Our tackles are like 6'7", but he could play tackle just by how good he is with his feet, his technique. He's got long arms.
Good strong base, man.
Was really, really consistent the whole day. This is one of my favorite players that I saw yesterday. So Reed Ramsier, big time check mark, 4-star player from Orlando. Miami and Auburn are battling here. We got to get this guy. This guy would be huge. If this guy's a center, he'll be probably the most athletic center we've had in a while. I'm very, very impressed. A couple more I want to get to before Pete gets out of here. Sean Tatum, offensive guard. He was actually the MVP for the offensive lineman out of Fort Pierce, John Carroll High School. 6'3.5", 317. This is a highly rated player. You've been hearing about him for a while. 4-star player. UF's in there. Tennessee's in there. Miami's in there. Some people think Miami has the edge with Sean Tatum. But just seeing him in person, barrel chest, definitely a big, strong interior lineman. There you see him right there, number 85. He bent his knees very well. Like this he's flexible for his size. You see just how thick he is up top. He's not heavy. If I had to say 6'3.5", probably still there. His old verified measurable, I'd say he's probably still in that 6'3.5", 6'4" range. That's the only knock. But I mean, he's big. So I'm a fan of Sean Tatum. I think if you get Tatum, Ramsey, and Matthews in your offensive line class from South Florida, or from Florida in general, from Orlando down, you're really cooking there, Pete.
Yeah, D, I got to hop off here in like 2 minutes, so I just want to pull up these last couple guys.
Yeah. So let's go with Caleb St. Fleur. He was a defensive line MVP, caught my attention. Defensive end, outside linebacker from MacArthur. Let's get this up. By the way, Pete's going to interview our boy Jay Lucas, or get a mic up there at the press conference. See if he gets a question in there. No 247 profile for Caleb St. Fleur, but this guy is a real player. MacArthur High School.
That's Ramsier there is beating.
Yeah, he beat everybody. He beat everybody. 6'2",
Serious again.
230, does a shot put, discus, javelin. He runs the 100 meters. Again, the fact this guy's got no 247 profile, that'll change quick with his MVP performance. But he caught my eyes.
This is the Reed Ramsey tape we didn't see, D.
No, but listen, you know what? I mean,
I don't know, man.
he didn't even do a bad job. I mean, this guy played him well. This guy right here, he's 6'2", 230 is probably what he is. He actually did some drills where he was playing.
Sheesh, man.
Hey, this was the best on best. This was the last drill. They got the 4 or 5 best guys and let him work. But yeah, this guy
should have played this before we talked about him.
Hey, we're showing it all.
He's not a tackle. He's not a tackle.
I said he's a center.
Hey, but listen, this guy was doing it to everybody, man. Really athletic. He even did some drops as a linebacker. I think outside linebacker to him is probably going to make sense, or a very undersized DE. But he's thick too. He kind of looks like he's like a Ruben Bain, not as good as a Ruben Bain, obviously, but that body type where it's kind of hard to like, where do you fit him in? But the guy's just a really, really good football player. His game film is really good too at MacArthur in Broward County. Louisville's, I think, the first offer, no 247 profile. He's one that's going to keep rising. One more South Florida kid, Alan Blacksher out of Carroll City High School. He was at Norland last year. He's listed at 6'4", 198. I don't know if that's legit. His verified measurables, but he's definitely a big, long defensive back. Kind of looks like Sheldrick Redwine. Maybe it's the yellow shorts. But he just looks like Sheldrick Redwine to me. This was a really good rep. Look at him find the ball.
I was going to say Brian Edwards.
Yeah, another one. These long corners. He played safety too at Norland. He could potentially be a safety, but he shows corner movement here. Really was great all day. Defensive back MVP. Florida State's pushing really hard. I know Notre Dame's in that mix as well. I haven't heard Miami with him yet, but he's from Miami, so that should be one you're looking at. I'm really watching the verified sprints with him. Did he run in that anything under 4.6? I'm feeling great. If he's in that 4.7 range, he's got work to do. Although Redwine was 4.77 at one of these camps and ended up running like 4.4 at the combine. So you can improve that. But I think speed would be the one question with him. But length, movement, very, very good. Pete, last one before you get rolling here. I want to highlight this guy because this is my personal favorite running back that was there. You had some running backs there with some names.
Hold on. You're missing my boy that I talked about in the beginning that I said we had some French Cameroonian flair.
Oh, let's go.
Coming in here.
Let's go. So
Steve Bentley, man.
Let you pronounce the name before you leave.
Well, I'll do my best. But Steve Bentley Keomaju.
Yeah, this is an interesting body type. Long arms. I think he had like a 7-foot wingspan almost. He's 6'2.5". Not bad, as you can see. Really wide back. Just kind of a unique frame, unique way, like kind of way of moving. He doesn't look as athletic as you think. And then you see him when he lines up and plays at D tackle.
I'm sorry. I completely had I had a whole different thought than you, D. The way I see him is he looks super athletic, and he just looks bigger than the defensive tackles we've been bringing in. That's how I saw it.
He's an athlete. I mean, this guy played soccer. He played basketball. I mean, that's why he's getting recruited, is because he came from, I think he was born in England, but he came from overseas, and he's already getting offers because he's an athlete. I'm saying, doesn't look athletic when you look at him.
I completely disagree. I think he looks like an athletic defensive tackle that's just got some freakish size to him, man. I disagree with that, man.
Again, when you watch him in the drills and like you see him in his stance and stuff, like he's still kind of learning his body, but then he was hitting spin moves. He's very bendy. He's a funky looking mover, but he gets the job done, and he definitely can move. Now, he had some rests where he got completely dominated. I think it's just an experience thing. Florida and Auburn making a move with him, but I think he's going to be a good one. There's definitely something there. Raw at Coral Gables High right now, so we got to watch what happens there. But basketball, soccer, I think he's the kicker on the team as well. He's an interesting guy to watch. He's getting a lot of attention from the coaches, so he'll definitely be a Power 4 guy. So this really is the last one, Pete, before we move on and me and 50 start breaking it down. This is a guy I really, really loved. Love this guy, and I want to highlight him because I haven't heard anybody talking about him. I don't think he even has a star on his name. Connell Johnson from Cardinal Mooney in Sarasota. 5'11", 180. Michigan State and Kentucky are offered this guy. 10.8 speed. Put up huge numbers for Cardinal Mooney, state championship team. Davin Davidson was his quarterback. We talked about him on the show. This is a guy I think I want to do more work on him because I think Miami could recruit this guy. This guy's a legit 4.4 guy. He didn't look small in person. He looked pretty well put together. We had Gerard Pringle a couple years ago. Last year didn't bring in a speedster. We'll see. We're recruiting a lot of national guys, but this is a guy that has no profile, nothing. Connell
I
Jackson.
don't have anything on him, D, because I don't think you sent me that name.
Bill, I'm telling you, this guy right here is going to be a guy. So we'll put
I'll
him in my
throw.
sleeper bucket.
I have to hop off here, D, but I'll throw another speed back into the mix because I saw him last year at a camp, and then he also he was 1,000-yard back behind Derek Cooper last year. Now he's at Carroll City, and Cam talked to me about him. Arwin Jackson.
Yes,
he's another one. That guy's got breakaway speed. I mean, he's another one I'd throw in that mix that I think we should keep an eye on.
Yep. So a lot of attention being paid there. But overall, man, I think the defensive back group, and Pete, you can go ahead and hop off. Appreciate you. Go talk to coach.
Guys, I'll be on at 3 p.m. again. So see you guys then.
All right.
So 50, man, overall, I think the DB group was a lot smaller than I thought. There just weren't that many kids there. Everybody wanted to play wide receiver. I didn't realize they could make more money playing corner, some of those guys, but it was all wide receivers. The defensive line, offensive line, I liked more than usual. Bigger guys, more high D1 guys, high power 4 guys than usual at those positions. But the wide receiver DB, I thought kind of fell off a little bit from prior years, particularly the defensive back position. I know you're deep into recruiting, 50. You've been watching not just these guys we're talking about in camp, but the whole class and some of these, some of these highlight reels. You're talking to people, high school coaches every day. Like, what are you thinking about this class of 2027 in South Florida and some of the names that catch your attention?
Like some of the names that catch my attention. See, I've been more focused on like what y'all were talking about with the Mark Matthews and Nick Laniers and all that. But like the one DB that went to Carroll City from Norland, right? What was his name again?
Yeah, Blackshear,
right? When I saw him, I really want to know his speed. Like, it looked good. Like, who was that he was guarding? That dude looked fast. Who he was guarding, I'm not sure. So, I mean, I like that. But for the most part, what you saying with the wide receivers and DBs, I want to ask you this. Do you think Amari Stevens could play DB?
A good question. I mean, he's small. I don't know if his size that he could definitely run as a DB all day, but I don't know if his size. I think to me, he's a receiver. I mean, he moves like because he knows what he's doing out there. Like, he's not like a track guy, right? He knows how to run routes. He knows how to find the football. My question with him is just his size, period. Like, it's going to be a problem at DB or at
receiver. Yeah.
Here's the Alan Blackshear film. Let me get this up here, up and running. Let me know if you guys can see it nice in the chat. But here is at Norland. I mean, if he's really 6'4", 198, that's what he says he is. I didn't see that kind of size, but he definitely has plus size. Redwine was the comp just from a size standpoint to me. But, man, this profile, I feel like this is the kind of guy that gets away. And then you go back and look and, like, you're like, hey, man, why is Louisville, Florida State? I think of a guy like Xavier Rhodes a bunch of years ago, who was a Norland kid. He went to Florida State without that much fanfare. The guy ended up being an all-pro player for the Colts. So, like, Carlton Davis, another Norland kid. He ended up going to Auburn, another big dude like this. He goes to Auburn. I think it was a 3-star player. Maybe it was a low 4-star. But he goes to Auburn, ends up being a longtime pro, started in the Super Bowl for the Patriots. So these tall Norland defensive backs haven't been too good to us. So hopefully can break the trend here. I guess maybe now the Blackshear's at Carroll City, he can break that trend. But you see him here. I mean, he's playing real teams. This is against Columbus, coming down to safety, making a nice hit here. But really was only playing corner at the camp, lining up outside, and he could turn and run, man. He was doing his thing. He definitely he was one of the few guys I'd circle going in at defensive back because that position is real light.
Right.
But he didn't disappoint. He was the MVP for a reason, and I don't think it was even close. So, yeah, man, we got to get back into Norland.
Yeah, well, who Norland got? I mean, because they lost him.
yeah, but just in general, man, it's a good point. Yeah. I just mean, like, in general, like, we got to get, like, Norland, guys that come out of Norland, whether they're directly there or, like, they move around, like, they go pro at a high rate. For whatever reason, Norland guys tend to get into the NFL, and we haven't been getting them lately. I think going back to, like, Dwayne Bowe, the only Norland guys we got were Duke Johnson and Eric Flowers. I mean, one was a top 10 pick. One was one of our best players of the 2000s, 10s. So it's been good to us when we gotten them, but we've just been losing from Dwayne Bowe to LSU, Carlton Davis to Auburn,
Right.
Who was the other one? Xavier Rose to FSU. I don't know. I just feel like we haven't been getting these dudes to go to Miami, and they end up going pro.
I remember that Carl Davis. I remember he was crying because it was like he felt bad that he was going to Auburn, but we understood. You made a business decision. Like you don't want to play for Paul Williams. We understand.
Yeah, you go back. I mean, they've had some real alums there. I mean, Antonio Brown, obviously that was kind of a weird deal. Rashawn Joseph, I don't know if you remember him. He made the NFL.
Yeah, for the Gators, the linebacker.
Yeah, he was pretty good. So I mean, there's just a few. Like, it's not a huge producer of talent where it's like, Heritage or Central or anything like that. It's just I feel like we haven't done well there. So, thank you, Canes Cat. You reminded me why that helmet was bothering me. The Desir twins last year.
Yeah,
that's the one that was slipping my mind. The Desir twins last year, both Norland kids, go to FSU. They look like future pros and impact ACC players.
Yeah, they got them boys by default.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we just got to this program is it's not that far from the stadium. Like, we can't be losing these guys left and right. I don't know if we're recruiting such a high level that I don't know if he's over the line, but if he's running anything close to like that 4.6 laser range at his size, and his size is close to what's reported, you don't want a guy like that to wake up and that guy's at FSU getting drafted, right?
I kind of want to just take him right now off of just what I've been seeing, because I'm like, he looked fast to me. I don't know if I'm blind or not, but it looked legit speed to me.
And that's why these camps to me are so big, 50, because these verified measurables, I know everybody says, hey, I want the football player, forget the measurables. But the truth is 98.5% of these guys, they got the measurables too. I mean, that's like, even like a Tutu Atwell, he's like, oh, forget the measurables. The guy's a little guy. Well, go look at his testing numbers when he went to the camp. He was like running 4.4, jumping out the gym. So usually you're going to find something about these guys that makes them different than everybody else. And it's good to verify and see what's going on. Yeah, Papa Cool mentions Kent Dobson is another one who went to UNC, right? The corner last year. That's another Norland guy that we weren't able to get.
Yeah. I mean, we had them, but you know how that go. It's a business now. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it.
You getting paid this, you go here to get paid more. You know how that go.
No doubt about it. Real quick, before we talk about the team here, shout out my guy, Papa's, Nick West at Papa's Alternative Brew. Drank one of these yesterday. Was watching some baseball stuff, getting ready for the baseball season. Just fired up, man. Papa's Alternative Brew. Your can of calm after the chaos. It's like a non-alcoholic beer. It tastes like everything like beer. The difference is, unlike these O'Douls, these other non-alcoholics, it gives you a buzz. 7.5 to 10 milligrams of THC. The American Unwind. Go to papasaltbrew.com. Use promo code CANES Canes. You get 25% off your first batch. papasaltbrew.com. Papa's PAPAS alt brew brew.com. They'll ship all over the country, including Florida, I think it's just where you're at, 50. You're in Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they get you out there too. papasaltbrew.com.
I tried it. How they taste, man?
Tastes like beer, man, but just 60 calories, so it's a lot less, and no alcohol. It's just that THC. It gets you that buzz.
Okay.
papasaltbrew.com. Promo code CANES. So yeah, man, 50. What's on your mind, man? It's been a while since we talked, so I know it's obviously been an exciting time for the program. You add Mensa, you add all the players we added coming off that championship win. Like, you're in the spaces, man. You're no one's got the pulse of the fan base like you. You're talking to people every day. Just how you feeling, man? Where you at with this program right now?
Well, I'm at 12-0, ACC champions, national title. Also, I'm excited to see. Other than I feel like offensively, I feel Gavin Mueller gonna start, but also defensively, I feel Dunnigan gonna make a huge impact. JJ done it all. Yeah,
that's your guy.
Yeah, my guy. Yeah, I feel he gonna make a big impact. And like another dude that's gonna make an impact that's not a freshman is Kellen Wiley. I feel he gonna make a huge impact also too. Like, I'm just looking at everything, and I'm like, another thing I want to see is when we put bet on these teams, like we're gonna do this year, because you can see it, like you're gonna have the defense and explosive offense. So when we put bet on these teams, I want the backup quarterbacks to show these coaches something, because that's the thing. I be seeing, the chasers be crying. I see them crying on Kane. It's like, when you gonna develop a quarterback? Well, these quarterbacks got to show these coaches something, because they're not gonna bet their future on that. You know what I'm saying? They got to see something. So that's all. That's also what I want to see.
I gotta ask you this, 50, because you're the man with the slogans. You've been saying about, you've been telling everybody before they were in hell that all our ops were in hell, and now they're under hell right now. They're in a whole different dimension.
Yeah, they flamed up right now.
So just dealing with the rivals in those spaces, FSU, Florida, what kind of trash talk are you seeing on the Cane side that these guys are throwing? Because I don't know what kind of ammunition they have.
Oh man, they spiraling. Definitely after the Suave diss track. Yeah, they've been spiraling. Like,
I didn't know Suave, he did a new one.
Yeah, he got a new one, man. He got a new one. Retweet like it, man.
Okay.
You're gonna see it. It's pinned. Like the man doing his thing, and I ain't gonna lie, the space has been kind of dead for a little minute. He woke it up. I give it to him. He woke it up. Now people mad because he did it, and it was kind of funny because it was more than just a Canes diss. I mean, not like a diss track to the he was really dissing people from the spaces that be chatting, because there's a lot of liars. You feel me? So that was just funny. And yeah, he just had fun with it. Now they all mad and they can't take it. Now people talking about, this is another thing that go on in the spaces, D-Money. People talking about pulling up and fighting, violence and all that. And my years of being in spaces, I'm gonna tell you this, it never happens. So that's why I don't even entertain it, because it never happens. It just sounds good in the moment. So that's
wait, real quick, I want to give background to what you're saying while you run through this. For those who don't know, the Twitter Spaces, I guess X Spaces, whatever they call it, it's like a live chat, whatever. It's like people can plug in, they're all talking, kind of like this. If this and the comments were mixed, because then people from the comments can go ahead and put their mic on and talk. And you guys are just on pretty much all day. I'm always hopping on with a burner. Sometimes I hop on and talk, but I mean, it's just nonstop. And you have people from other fan bases jumping in to give their 2 cents. A lot of former players, coaches, parents of coaches, or parents of players. You've had, I mean, who are some of the people you've seen on your journey here in these spaces that have jumped in there just to talk trash to people?
I remember one time I was in a space, and what was Tony Grimes' daddy was in the space talking cash, like, nobody gonna beat my son. I'm like, wait, hold up. Kobe Young went up top on your son. And they were like, you a liar. I posted the video in the jumbo, and they shot me down in the space because people, they want to keep him up because he Tony Grimes pops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just had like, your son got beat to sleep. Like, don't be talking like he just a lockdown corner. This ain't D Wiggins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he locked down D Wiggins. He ain't locked down Kobe Young. So yeah.
So yeah, no, and like just Florida fans and Florida State fans. I mean, you had if I recall, you had the leader of the Florida collective jump in there and kind of melt down. I don't know if he got his duties after that.
That was like really before my time. You talking about my boy? Yeah, Eddie. He was spiraling, and you want to know what? I'm kind of glad you brought that up, because that just bring me back. Like, that whole time was around the Rashada time, right? And I like to thank Florida personally, because they chose hell by offering them fake numbers to Rashada, and we have bounced all the way up. Like, you see the decline of them taking Rashada, and you see the up of us decline. Something Norvell couldn't do, of us, you know what I'm saying, getting up. Like, now we're just keep going up because we didn't take on that awful price for a trash quarterback. And I think do you believe that was the birth of, we gonna spend our money in this portal instead of high school? Because think about it.
We got Cam Ward after that.
Yeah.
That was the year before we got Cam. So instead of, we could go out and get Cam without having $1 million plus on our books. for Rashada. No, I mean, that's one of those. I mean, some of these are good decisions. And
Yeah,
some of these are just not getting burned for bad decisions, right? We wanted Rashada too. So it's not like we weren't trying to get him. But we
right.
kind of got saved a little bit
Yep,
by whatever decision we made. The Gators made a worse decision. Plus, they didn't pay him and got sued.
yep. And it was the best for us. Like, and yeah, Canes cat, yeah, they barking every night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Our guy Burstone, shout out to Burstone, shout out to the villains, the Chase. We got all kinds of people in the chat right now, but Burstone's always he's everywhere, man. He's in every single chat. And he's saying didn't we have a former cornerback whose dad went on a space and embarrassed his son, actually kicking off the come pick up your jit from Cam Kitchens. The parents, man, that's hard. I feel bad for these parents. They got to hear all this stuff.
That's another thing. I always say I don't want parents in the spaces because it usually don't. It just don't end well. Like, it just don't. Like, they be like, once they kid lead a team and they get to talking crazy, and then when you talking crazy and your kid not like that, you know how the fans are. They coming for your kid, you know. So for the ones that actually have kids that like that, they be popping it. And yeah, it's just a funny dynamic. It's a funny dynamic.
I know Sepa Waters' dad is in there. Jalen Waters, man. One of my favorite players in the class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Drip. Yeah. That's a funny guy there. Funny guy. Knows his ball, too. Funny guy. Knows his ball.
He's the one that talks about his kid, and he's not lying because that guy can play ball all day.
You want to know what's so funny? I remember when he was telling about the kid, because this was back when, he was a Gator fan. So, yeah, it was back when he was a Gator fan talking crazy. And, you just chumped him up. But then when I watched his kid, I'm like, I know he ain't coming to Miami. But that boy's son like that. He ain't lying about his son. Always knew his son was like that. So when his son came here, I said, I wonder what was the change of heart.
Listen, he committed to all the big three. He signed with the big one. Yeah, I think it's going to work out for him and for us, man, because he's legit. Yeah, I remember this. Kevin Dennis is saying Nigel Kelly's mom was very active. I remember she was real smart. She was funny on social media. He's about to get drafted. I think pretty high for UCF right now.
Right.
So that worked out for him. I mean, these talented guys, man. At some point, and he was a young guy too. So some of these guys they peak later, right? He was one of those that
Yeah, I feel he ain't want to play DB here. You remember Guidry?
Oh yeah, he's dropping the coverage.
Yeah.
So
he was good at doing it. That was the funny part. You ain't look bad doing it, but you know how that go.
But let me ask you this though, because what I'm curious is what are they going? What's the angle? Because I know there's always an angle because we were in attack mode and we were sorry too. Mm-hmm. What's the angle that Florida and Florida State are playing now? Because I know they're saying something. They got to kill the time somehow.
I mean, it's like you want to know what's crazy? They ain't been talking about ACC. They're talking about so y'all happy not winning the Natty? It went from we can't win bowl games, this, that, and the third, to we happy not winning the Natty. They just been reaching. It's really weak, to be honest with you. Like to be honest with you, they ain't really talking. Like, they really been very obedient. They've been very obedient. Like, they've been on their best behavior. You feel me? Both of them.
Yeah. I mean, because those were some. I mean, the thing about those games with Miami and UF and Miami and FSU is that it wasn't just that we won those games on the road at home, but the talent gap was so big that really Florida State last year. We didn't play that well. Beat them up with the C game. UF this year didn't play that well. C game beat them up. The game at Tallahassee. We let him in if it was playing, just like you name the scrub team that you're up on and you let them kind of make it close and you're complaining afterwards you don't beat them by worse.
Right.
And then, of course, the first Florida game at the Swamp, they just made us look good. I mean, that was Cam Ward's highlight reel to start his career. I mean, that was when he just kind of jogged out of bounds and took that little step out of bounds, just disrespecting them from the beginning. So it's the way that Florida State are losing is man, it's not like we could have caught these guys. They're just so much more talented than us that even if they play bad, we can't do anything because we're so down. So that's got to be extra demoralizing for them. That's why I think they really are in hell, like you always say.
No, they really are. Definitely Florida. You want to know another reason why they in hell? Because before Mansa came to us, before they got Aaron Philo, they thought they were going to get Mansa.
Right.
That.
Some all recruited him. Their coach recruited him to Tulane.
And they were like, can't wait to get Mensa. They were posting Mensa highlights, all this, that, and the third. Then they had excuses. Then they were hoping and praying we didn't get them. No, it's too late to get them. You see, the NCAA ain't going to allow that. But I just sit back, I'm like, they don't know the NCAA are sharp with no teeth. So I'm just like, we finna get this guy. But they was, it's too late to get him. This, that, and third. Then once we got him, now you want to know another thing they holding hope to? They still say this dumb shit. Mario won't mess it up. Okay. I don't know why they still saying that. Like I don't know what Summerall did. I don't know what Norvell did. But for the most part, other than that, I'll tell you this. D-Money, I got to say this again. They've been very obedient, though. Because, like before, they used to be real disrespectful. Now it's like a little hoping and praying and please don't say nothing about me type time. Like, yeah. They got real manners. Like, they know who to play with.
Yeah, man, it's ugly for them. I mean, Florida State, the thing that hurts for them is they paid all the lawyer fees to sue the ACC and get that success fee. So the team that's playing the best gets the most money and everybody else doesn't. They thought that was going to benefit them. So they pay the lawyers along with Clemson to get that done. They spent about $430 million on a stadium. Now they don't have a team to fill the stadium. And then the team that's getting all the success fee money that they paid for with their lawyers is Miami. And they haven't got a cent of it.
You know, they sacrificed their body for us, and I appreciate that. I really do. Like they did that. We looked at them. Thank you for going to hell for us. We appreciate that. No spit, and just kept it moving. Like that's where we at with it. I was so happy them and Clemson. Like Clemson sacrificed their body for us too. But then it was just special because you remember they were just talking, y'all want to stay in the ACC. Nah, we just want y'all to die. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go out there and die. Y'all not built like that. Y'all called out the NCAA when y'all didn't make the playoffs. And y'all think like y'all God's gift to college football and y'all learned a valuable lesson. Y'all not.
And they thought that they were the ones that were going to be the belle of the ball in terms of free agency. Let's say it gets to that point and people are trying to pick conferences.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, we got 33 million watching us for the national championship game.
Right.
Our basketball's on point, our baseball's on point, all the other stuff, is where it needs to be.
Right.
Like, who do they think is going to be the hot commodity when it comes to the actual free agency of this thing and the ACC finally does break up? Because in the near future, I mean, they got no recruits, so if they do anything, it's going to take them 5 years. But right now, if you're looking at ranking these programs, you got a team that's by far the best football team in the conference, the one that's got the best ratings of probably any team in the country, Indiana maybe for this run, but talk about brand power right now. Miami's brand power, number 1 ranked game, number 3 ranked game last year. Notre Dame was in top 10 as well that game. So, I mean, Miami's brand is on top and rising. And then they're good at all 3 sports. Basketball right now with Jay, that turned around in 2 seconds. FSU's still a mess. FSU's dragging down our record because they upset us. So that's what's the thing that's dragging down our record is losing to them because they're so bad.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that bothered me. Like they find a way every year to beat us in basketball. I don't like that. I like that hashtag though. Shine the loafers because they damn sure shining our loafers, man. Yeah, go get your shine box.
Yeah. Look at this. Martin Quinn says FSU needs NVIDIA and a ChatGPT to create an AI Bobby Bowden. That's a good battle right there. Who'd win more games, an AI Bobby Bowden or Mike Norvell? Problem is Bobby Bowden was so old school. The game passed him by too.
Yeah, the game passed him by, man.
They're talking about getting Jimbo. They're still looking backwards. That's like us when we were sorry.
I mean, rolling in his grave, looking at this program, like, what have y'all done to it? Like they shaming him. They really are. They shaming Bobby. They shaming that man.
might be in hell too. Who knows?
Man. Hey, I'm with you when you're right. He might be there. He might be looking up like, what the hell y'all doing up there?
Right there with with the team down there. But with Florida Gators, and the problem I see with them is, look, they got a good skill position. I'm not gonna lie. When you talk about Vernell Brown, I like him. Dallas Wilson, when he does play, is very good. Eric Singleton's got speed. I thought he could have helped us. And then Jaden Ball's a good back.
Right.
But they had no offensive line still. And they hired this guy Troutwine, who used to be one of their offensive linemen. They're saying that this guy's going to just sprinkle some dust on this offensive line and make them elite. I don't know if they're singing that song in the spaces, but I've done that before. It doesn't work out that way. You don't have the Malinois coming with it.
Yeah, like I said, they say it in their spaces. You can hear when you listen to a Gator space, they're doing all those lies over there. When they come to a Cane space, for the most part, they're obedient. They got manners. They don't want to step on no toes. They on their best behavior. Like, that's where they at with it.
It's like heel. When you tell a dog to heel and the dog just kind of posts up next to you in a submissive position. That's heel right there.
You don't look like, what you say? Oh, okay. Oh, no. Like you could slap a Noel or a Gator right now. They'll be like, stop playing. You ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? You're not playing. But they'll say, stop playing. That's where they at right now.
Oh, man. Let's see what Black Raider Steel says. They force me to timeout every time I mention playing Miami. Those SEC guys and FSU guys are church mice quiet. They become basketball fans all of a sudden. Definitely not FSU because they're basketball sorry too. Yeah. But maybe Florida's trying to be basketball fans right now.
Yeah. It's a lot of basketball, and every day is university, people bragging about golf or like, what? I don't care about Tiger Woods, son, but okay. You feel me?
Bragging about golf.
Yeah. Like I said, that's where they at. I told you they smiling. Like I said, when it comes to football, they on their best behavior. They are obedient. They know, like, what's that Usher song? Daddy's home. Like, when daddy is home, they know to be on their best behavior. They know what time it is.
Yeah, I think the key 50 is some people say, don't talk about FSU, don't talk about UF. You're on top. You can't see them. Oh, no. I think the other approach, when you're on top, I think they got to be feeling you the whole time. You got to be constantly leaning on them, stomping on them. You got to take advantage and get your shots in when they're in such a submissive position.
Yes, when I slap them for real and they say stop playing, I slap them again and they still say stop playing. Like, you got to keep doing that just to let them know, like, nah, this ain't going to stop. Like, you got to let them know. Like, matter of fact, what you think? You think Mario got sympathy for him? No. Matter of fact, do you know what we're going to do to them when they come to Miami? Oh, man, it might look like that year when De'Aaron King was here.
You remember when so Mario slapped the podium, right? Did that whole speech. And then they were making fun of it when we went on a little losing stretch right there.
Right.
Turned out, obviously, went on that run, 13-3, all that national championship game. We played that highlight at the end. They did a little highlight. Did you see that highlight that official account did with Mario slapping the podium and just us working UF, FSU, USF a little bit too, where they, when we finished the season and did what we did, like we flipped that right on them because they were making fun of it when we were struggling.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to kick them. And that's another thing. When he did that and he hit the desk and all that, like, he didn't lie. Like, you can look at it. The proof is in the pudding, and you're going to see it this year. Like, if we being honest, who's to say USF ain't number 2 in the state behind us?
They gave us a better game than – well, I mean, we smoked them, actually. Let me put that back.
No, they did.
All these guys. None one. Yeah. We played this crazy because we played USF twice too. So really, it's 0-6 against Miami. Miami 6-0 against everybody else. Yeah. I want to say one of them gave us a better game than the other, but really, not one of those 6 games was close.
Yeah. Like, I mean, unless you want to talk about Florida State last year and score only, because if you watch that game, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I say, oh yeah, we're gonna beat them bad this year. Like, they going by that scoreboard, whatever. we watched the game. Y'all was never like, there was never a worry like, oh, Florida State gonna come back and win. Never.
You know what though? Now that I think about it, so USF at least beat Florida.
Florida in the swamp,
and Florida beat FSU pretty good, pretty
Yeah.
easy. So if you're ranking them just like on, you can't compare how they played against Miami because Miami smoked them all. But if you're ranking them based on the inter battles, USF number 2,
right?
UF number 3, FSU number 4. Although I'll say another one, man. Bethune-Cookman put up more yards than UF. So they got to watch their back, because if you look at just who put up more yards against Miami this year, Bethune actually put up more yards against the Canes than the Gators. I'm just saying.
Hey, you're right. Like we had, and then there's another thing. Like if Ladway go to Baylor and start balling, it's sun in that swamp water over there. I don't know, like. Hey, but they saying Philo Damarino. I saw somebody tweet that. I'm like, whoa, Philo Damarino. I gotta see this. So hey, I'm looking. They still lying now. But the truth still come out. Like when Zach Etheridge led, they were celebrating. They're like, yeah, break up their staff. I'm tired of them. The truth come out. You feel me? So that's funny to see, but that's another thing. I'm not even worried about that, because I'm like, we're gonna hire somebody good and still have y'all in here.
Yeah, honestly, what stinks is that we can't put them in check this year. At least the Noles, yes. But UF, they could probably keep lying, because the lies ended when we played them.
Yeah.
Although I guess the first time they destroyed them, and then they had enough time from playing us because we were the first game that by the end of the season they were lying again.
Right.
And then the lies ended by the time we played them again. But they might have some room to lie, because they're not going to see us all year. And we were kind of keeping these guys in check.
Yeah, like they know not to watch my show, because I'm gonna take a dump on you every time. Like I don't give a damn.
Well, hey, listen, we got 1,000 on right now. Let the Canes fans know, 50, where they can find you, where they can see you. I know you're on today, right?
Right, yeah, at 6 p.m.
So give them the whole breakdown and let them know where they can find you, both your show with Category 6 and the spaces we've been talking about.
Oh yeah, Category 6 Sports, on YouTube, and on the website Category 6 Playbook, where you get all 22 merch, all that. And like I said, Category 6 Sports, you on YouTube, use the 50 show, watch there, and also Spaces. There's Canes Unfiltered. There, like most of the time, it's gonna be a Canes Unfiltered space, or somebody got a space called the Alv or something like that. You're gonna see, but for the most part, it's Canes Unfiltered. You'll see Suave, you'll see Drummond, you'll see Mr. Wake It Up, guys like that. You'll see plenty of guys. You'll see Dream, Maiden Day. You'll see a bunch of guys. Like you'll get to know these guys. Cool guys.
No, I'm a fan, man. Both of your show, which I've been on a bunch of times, and then also the spaces, man. That's my entertainment driving around town. So hey, appreciate you. We'll be talking again. Go Canes.
Go Canes.
The one and only 50, man. Always love when he stops by, rocking the big hat. Big day today at Duffy's Tavern. Actually, big day tomorrow at Duffy's Tavern, because tomorrow is Fat Tuesday. First time ever Duffy's Tavern celebrating Fat Tuesday. This one means something more. 4 weeks before St. Paddy's Day, official return of a tradition that has lived inside Duffy's for over 40 years. This is a really cool event. You got live music, drinks, Duffy's Ale, Jameson, Irish car bombs, food specials, all the Irish stuff. It's like a mix. You got Irish stuff, plus you got the kind of New Orleans stuff. Now, obviously, it's Miami. We're in the heart of Coral Gables, Miami-Dade County. So I don't know how many Irish and Cajun people got running around, but if you're there, show up, and you don't have to be to have fun at Duffy's Tavern. Again, this is a tradition that's been going on forever, right there on the edge of Coral Gables, 2108 Southwest 57th Avenue, 60-plus years serving the Miami community, 40-plus years celebrating St. Paddy's. This is an institution, man. It's not Duffy's Sports Grill. It's not the chain. It is Duffy's Tavern. Check it out today. The spot where you can find all your Hurricane friends. It is the home of the Hurricanes, Hall of Famers, all that stuff you will see at Duffy's Tavern. Also, want to shout out my guys at KashKick, KashKick. Give your free time a raise with KashKick. Download the app, browse, play games on your phone, all consolidated, whatever games you like to play, surveys, you name it. You do that. Instead of just spending your free time, you're getting real money that goes into your PayPal account. This is all legit. One of the biggest apps in the country, 4.5 plus average rating in the App Store, over 1.5 million downloads. Download it today and give your free time a raise. A lot of free time as we get ready for the season. KashKick in the App Store. Give your free time a raise. All right, what else we got here in the comments, man? Yeah, a lot of people talking about the Noles and the Gators. Got a lot of baseball talk, as always, from Canes Cat. Yeah, man, like what I saw from the team this week. As I'm back, I'd kick myself out. I got those fat fingers, like I'm scrolling through the comments, and I'll kick myself out, so I apologize. But yeah, loved what I saw from the baseball team this weekend. Record for runs. You're talking about the most runs that they've scored in a 3-game opening weekend series, I believe, ever. So 27 runs yesterday. Just overmatched Lehigh, but you still got to make the hits. You got to make the plays, and mine was able to do that. That lineup is looking sensational, plus it's deep. You saw a lot of freshmen get on the action yesterday. Gabo Milano hitting a home run. Daniel Cuvée hitting over the scoreboard. So nice mix of young and old yesterday making plays. Tate DeRoche, a lot of strikeouts. He's to be a little more efficient. Only made it through 5. But overall, outstanding performance by Canes baseball. A lot of Canes athletics. So listen, Canes athletics is booming right now. Be part of it. Go to the light. Check out these boys that are playing on Tuesday against UCF. They're playing on Wednesday. Then they got the whole weekend series, which is a doubleheader on Saturday as well. So 6 games next week. Plenty of opportunities that to like to see these guys. And then basketball, Virginia Tech at 8. Overmatched Virginia Tech team. This is a game Miami has to win. Miami has to do their job. And if they do, they will win this game comfortably. It's going to put on a show, hopefully, for the fans in attendance. This is a great team, man. Fun to watch. Likely tournament bound. Plays the game the right way. That win we talked about already against NC State was spectacular. Be part of this thing. Pete's down there interviewing Jay Lucas right now. Get down to the light. Get down to the SCO after you go down to the light. So Tuesday, I'll be at the light from hopefully 6 to 8. I don't know when the timing is going to be, and then go right to the SCO. Someone said they call it the Watt. We call it the SCO here, the Watt SCO Center. Check out the Canes basketball and Canes baseball all day. You got so much Canes athletics, you don't know what to do with it, and we'll be covering recruiting every single day. As always, as D Hugs points out, single inning record, 15 runs, which is a fun game, fun weekend, and a great time at the ballpark. Saw what you CanesInSight fans out there, which is always a pleasure. Pete will be on later on today at 3. As always, check out Miami Hurricane Team Store if you want to get some of that Canes baseball gear, some of that Canes basketball gear, or just some football gear from our run. Use promo code INSIGHT20. Get 20% off your first item. INSIGHT20. That's in person in the store across the street from the University of Miami or online at miamihcs.com. Just use that promo code INSIGHT20 to get 20% off your first item. Appreciate everybody joining us. Over 1,000 on this Monday. Like and subscribe to the show. Go Canes.